What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game episode 158. This is the average man's perspective on football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me in the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman?
Yeah, I messed that up. My bad.
You are a hater.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian?
Thank you for joining us.
I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations.
Ain't nobody coming to see you. Otis. Not Brian. Mark is he's gonna be late tonight. We'll welcome him when he gets here. Before we get started,
Can y'all make me bigger? Can I get a little more space?
No, you can't.
I want to stretch out a little bit.
You get what you get. That's all you get. Maybe you can. Oh man, I'm big.
Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah, do me like that.
No, you don't get
do me like that.
No. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Layup Game, on Twitter at The Layup Game 3, Twitter/X, and Instagram at the official Delay of Game. Herman is hosting tonight. Go ahead and start us off, Herman.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We really appreciate it. Go ahead and get the show started. We'll roll right back into the news topic. So, Marcus, I'll throw it back to you for your first news story.
Sure, thank you. Retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, he told a congressional committee on Tuesday. Favre made the disclosure as part of his testimony about a welfare misspending scandal in Mississippi. Favre, who does not face criminal charges, I don't know how, has repaid just over $1 million in speaking fees funded by a welfare program in the state, and was also an investor in a biotech company with ties to the case. The biotech firm said it was developing concussion treatments. The former football star told the committee that he lost his investment in the company that I believed was developing a breakthrough concussion drug I thought would help others. As I'm sure you understand, while it's too late for me, I've recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's. There's also a cause due to my heart, Favre said. What causes Parkinson's disease is unknown, and it's unclear if Favre's disease is connected to his football career or head injuries. He said in 2022 that he estimates he experienced thousands of concussions in his 2 decades in the NFL. That's a lot of concussions.
Thousands.
Well, that was back then, where you just got smelling salts and went back in the game.
But thousands?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, he used to play reckless too.
That's a
I
hell
don't
of a
think I could possibly have had 1,000.
Yeah, I think you might be dead if you did something.
Yeah, he would definitely be dead or brain.
I mean, they ain't all got to be big concussions. They can be little ones.
Thousands.
Yeah, a lot of little.
People have to have multiple concussions per game for that.
And what was that throughout his NFL career or his whole football career?
You said NFL.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds like a lot, but still.
That's a lot. All right, I'm going to read the next story. Dan Campbell's home address was publicly leaked on social media by his daughter's classmate earlier this year, according to a report by the Detroit News, ultimately prompting the Detroit Lions coach to sell his home after multiple instances of harassment and unwanted visitors on the property. The Detroit News reported Monday that according to the police reports obtained by the paper, multiple people showed up at the Campbell's residence in Bloomfield Township, Michigan, on the night of January 28th, just hours after the Lions lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the championship, in the NFC Championship game. According to the reports, a Lions security official contacted Bloomfield Township Police that night to report Campbell's address had been posted online. An investigation conducted by the police and NFL security revealed that a male high school classmate of Campbell's daughter posted the family's home address on Snapchat with the accompanying text of, quote, "dumb F trying to go for it," end quote. Well,
you would think he would live in like a gated community or something, but I guess not.
Maybe not. Maybe his house was just gated. You have those neighborhoods where their houses are separated, but the house has a gate. But
I understand the frustration, but come on, that's the closest you've been in years. What are you mad about?
Yeah.
Calm down.
Because they may not ever get back.
Yeah, you don't know. Hey, Marcus, can you change your background because you look like you're in heaven and you're about to fly away.
I am in heaven.
Every time you move your arm, you disappear.
I am in heaven.
You just lost your right arm. It's gone.
I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.
You notice, but white backgrounds are not good.
That story was funny, man. The fact that that's what he posted.
It's sad that people would go that far, but
is that not illegal?
Yeah, it's illegal. It's absolutely illegal.
But you know what? He wasn't charged.
Oh,
The kid wasn't charged.
yo, I thought you meant like the people coming to his house and stuff.
Yeah, that would have been trespassing or whatever.
Yeah.
No cops, no cops caught him. So that night, apparently, Dan Campbell's daughter was there with her boyfriend, and when they saw the people coming to, he got in his car. They said and flashed his lights and made the people run off. So he kept them from actually, doing anything crazy. I thought that was a pretty funny story.
That was funny.
All right, Brian, you want to read us your news story?
All right, so some good news from the NFL. In addition to hosting thousands of football fans, NFL stadiums are about to double as emergency response hubs during weather disasters. Under a new partnership between the NFL and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, 4 stadiums have been selected so far to open their doors during hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, transforming the shelters, staging areas, emergency hospitals, and distribution centers. The first stadiums in the deal are MetLife for the Jets and the Giants, Lumen Field, which is where Seattle plays, Acrisure Stadium, which is where the Steelers play, and Raymond James Stadium, which is where Tampa plays. There is another stadium, SoFi, which the Rams host, and the Chargers, which is under review and will probably be included. The FEMA administrator, Deanne Criswell, called the plan a groundbreaking opportunity that other stadiums could join. So, bravo to the NFL. That's awesome.
Yeah, let's hope that they have that well planned out and thought out, though, because when I was reading your story, it was kind of cringe-worthy a little bit to me because I immediately thought of what happened down in the world. So
yeah. But I mean, and like part of it was, they did say that the NFL has been doing this unofficially.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now it's finally official. So
yeah, hopefully, yeah. So yeah. They just need to make it work.
Yeah,
much better. Mark had a news story, and anybody want to read his news story since he's not here yet?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Justin Herbert, he's gonna roll out in the middle of the show. That we do.
I just left.
You got to use the bathroom.
We're so professional here.
Justin Herbert's abbreviated appearance in Los Angeles Week 3 loss to Pittsburgh might not keep him out of action in Week 4. Herbert was officially limited in the Chargers' Wednesday practice due to an ankle injury suffered in Week 2, and delivered some mildly encouraging news regarding the ailment afterwards. It's better than we were last week. I think it's progressing, Herbert said. It was just really painful during the game. The build-up from the hits, the toll on it. But I think at this point, I've done a good job of rehabbing it, of getting treatment on it. I think we're taking steps forward. After making it through the week with a questionable designation for Week 3, Herbert played against the Steelers and appeared to be quite limited in his mobility. Herbert still managed to lead the Chargers on a couple of scoring drives and had a touchdown pass to Quentin Johnson for a second straight week. As Herbert said, though, the hits piled up and forced him out of the game, requiring Tyler Heineke to replace him. Without Herbert, the Chargers had little chance of a comeback, falling 20-10.
What are they doing? I mean, I know it can't be better. Like you literally just played barely on Sunday, and now it's better. It just, I don't think that's
modern day medicine injections. Before miracles.
They better be careful because they could ruin their whole season. Keep trolling him out there like that.
Yeah,
he's not ready. That's the thing. It's early. Maybe look at your opponents. Maybe you can get by without him a couple games or whatever. But keep rolling him out there like that, you mess around losing for the season or later on when you really need him. You need him most. So I don't know.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
I do that just for you, bro.
I know.
So our stories are complete. We're going to now move into our hot topics. But before we get to our hot topics, it is Darian's Corner week, so we are going to go ahead and play you guys Darian's Corner. Sit back and enjoy.
What's going on, the Leg Game viewers? Welcome back to another edition of Darian's Corner, man. This week we're tapping into a Week 3 touchdown from Jauan Jennings. I believe this was his third one of the day. He actually had a pretty big fantasy day for any of y'all that might own him out there, even though he's like a wide receiver 4 or whatever for the 49ers. I feel like that's one of the most deadly things about their offense, though, is that they just got so many weapons that even with guys out like McCaffrey, you still got other guys like Jennings able to step up. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get to this offense a little bit. So the first thing you're going to see is that we're actually in an 11 personnel set. So what that's going to mean is one running back here, one tight end here, and then the formation. Originally they started out in duo, but they're actually going to trade into a 3-by-1, which we'll call that trio. Go ahead and get that forwarded a little bit for y'all so y'all can see. All right, so Jennings is going to be the number 3, and he's going to set up right there in that third slot position for y'all. So first thing you're going to see is that we got a 4-2-5 set from the defense. So what that's going to mean is that you have 4 on your defensive line. You're going to have 2 in the box here at the linebacker, and then you're going to have 5 DBs. So 1, 2, 3. This is your nickel right here. That's 4, and then 5. Reason being is that obviously Kittle is a tight end. However, they like to use him in the pass game a lot, so they went ahead and just schemed to go ahead and put an extra defensive back on the field. Also, game situation-wise, this was 3rd and 7, so pretty obvious passing down here as well. So getting to the route concept a little bit here, the first thing you're going to see is going to be a 6-yard curl route from our number 1 receiver. So he's going to take an inside drive and sit right there at 6. Second thing you'll see is a 10-yard over route from our number 2 receiver. That's going to be the overpaid man himself, Brandon Ayuk. Can't believe I drafted him as high in fantasy as I did, but that's beside the point. We'll get back to this play. So it's going to be 10-yard drive, and he's going to break at about the 22-yard line, and then he's going to cross the field right here on a flat angle, hence why we call it an over route. And then so your key to this play here to the play side is actually going to be Jauan Jennings' route, which is going to be an out and up here. And so the reason why this play was able to work so well is because he was able to get this corner to come bite down on the out stem, and then so that's actually going to give him a nice easy path up the end zone to go ahead and get up the sideline. Backside, we're just going to get a vert route here. And then so coverage-wise, we're actually going to get is man coverage across the board, which is something you typically don't see against a 3-by-1 set. And so you're going to have lock corner here, lock safety here on Jennings. You're going to have your corner locked out here on your number 1. And then your safety back here is actually going to be trading back in a single high. But I feel like he was a little bit out of position for the actual concept that's about to be ran. So getting that cleared out the way for y'all, we can go ahead and get into this play a little bit. All right, so getting it run from here. First thing you'll see is that the Rams actually did end up sending a 5-man pressure, so that's actually going to be one less man out here in coverage. Your linebacker is just going to be ratting here on your running back, so if he goes out, he's actually going to end up following him. Let's go ahead and get that. And then as you can see here, so we have man locked on, and then here is going to be the key to this play. So he has to get all the way out here thinking that he's coming down on the out route, right? But the caveat is as soon as he snaps on this out, boom, we're just going to hit it right upfield right there. So that's actually a really nice play design by Shanahan to catch them in like an actual unusual coverage against that set, and then go ahead and just get a nice little crossing, route concept to just get them beat. So let's go ahead and get that cleared and get the rest of the play ran for y'all. So like you said, one more time, you got motion trade. Jennings is going to hit the outbreak, and then boom, right upfield. Purdy's going to hit that ball right in the bucket, and it's going to be a nice, easy touchdown for the 49ers. Now, unfortunately, they didn't win this game, but they did have a lot of nice little offensive sets. So getting into this back angle a little bit, we actually show y'all that little stunt that they ran with that 5-man pressure. So like I say, first thing you're going to see on the front end of things is that we have our strength call here to the left, which is actually where the stunt's going to end up happening. And then we're just going to have a bob call on for the 49ers. So out of this front, a bob call would have been here, and then you have a free hitter right here as your center. Then you have guard on tackle, and then you have tackle on end here. Now, the reason why the stunt actually didn't get home was because they actually left the free hitter there, and he was able to pick up the defensive end, who's actually going to come looping all the way back around in the A-gap. It's actually a nice little pressure, I can't lie, by the Rams, but the 49ers just had a nice little offensive line set there to go ahead and get that picked up. So if y'all want to run that from the back angle, y'all will get to see how that fits up. As you can see, our linebacker is going to go ahead and pressure our guard here. Our center is then going to pick up this tackle. And then as you can see, the defensive end is going to loop over. But what you're going to get is the guard passing off the tackle or the linebacker who was originally in his gap. And then, boom, he's going to get a little check. Now, it wasn't the best check on the stunt, but really that's all you need is just get a hand on, make sure he's not getting there full speed to kill your quarterback in this instance because Purdy's already ready to let the ball go. So really all you have to do is slow him down right there. And like I said, boom, right in the bucket. Nice throw from Purdy. And I'm not the, biggest Purdy fan in the world, but you got to give credit where it's due. He threw a nice football right there, put it right where it needed to be. So I'll give him credit for that. Like I said, let's go one more time from the back angle. Just going to get that linebacker blitz on your guard. One-on-one, one-on-one. He's trading gaps. He's looping all the way back around. He kind of gets caught in the wash, but like we said, he got a nice little punch right there, so at least he was able to let Purdy go ahead and get that football out. So like you said, nice little play design from Kyle Shanahan. Nice way to get him caught in man coverage against that 3-by-1 set, and I thought that was just a nice little overall set for him to get in the end zone. So thank y'all again for tuning in, man. This has been Darian's Corner Week 3 edition, man. Hope to see y'all again in a couple weeks. And thank y'all again for tuning in to the Delayed Game.
All right.
Good breakdown. Good
All right.
breakdown.
Yeah, thanks again for that breakdown, Darren. Really appreciate that. Darian's Corner comes to you every other week. So tune back in, see us next week, and tune in again the week after that, and you'll see Darian's Corner. All right, let's move on to our first hot topic this week. So we're going to do buy or sell. We've got 5 surprise teams that are starting off to a hot start. Do you buy or sell these teams? I'm going to list them, and I'm going to give you their records. So you got the Los Angeles Chargers at 2-1. You got the Minnesota Vikings at 3-0. You got the New Orleans Saints at 2-1. We got the New York Jets at 2-1. And we have the Seattle Seahawks at 3-0. Brian, we'll start with you. Buying and selling. Who you buying? Who you selling?
Oh, okay. I thought we was doing each one. We just picking one.
Each one. No, each one.
Okay.
Each one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Chargers, I am selling. With the injuries to the quarterback and the lackluster defense, I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to take a year or two before they get it up together. Minnesota. I hate to say it, but I think I'm buying. I don't know why, man, but you got to give Darnold his due, man. He's been doing a really, really good job and hasn't really been turning the ball over. So I'm not saying unfortunately, but I'm nervous, but I am buying right now. The Saints, I think I'm going to start selling. Last week was more of an eye-opener. Carr just didn't look as good. Maybe they got a little excited because of the 2 big wins they had in the beginning of the season, but Philly's defense is not that good, and the Saints offense just didn't look as good as it did. So I think I'm selling the Saints. I am buying the Jets. Damn, what's his name? Thank you. he looked vintage. He looked vintage, and I mean, it was against the Patriots, but he did look good. He was moving in the pocket. They were running the ball. I mean, he was even talking smack to the head coach. Wouldn't even give him a hug. So
Aaron Rodgers is the biggest a-hole ever, man.
You know. And then the Seahawks, I don't know. They're such a. I wish they weren't on this list. I'm going to buy right now, but I just don't. I don't know. I think that the Rams and I think that the Niners will get it together, and I think they'll end up making the playoffs, and the Seahawks won't. I'm selling the Seahawks. I'm selling.
All right, Marcus, what you got?
So for the Los Angeles Chargers, I think I'm going to have to buy. The first 2 weeks look pretty good to me. Jim Harbaugh, that is the Harbaugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Always get him and his brother confused. He does turn franchises around. I mean, he turned the 49ers around. He turned Michigan around. Like Brian said, it might not happen this year, but I think it's a good chance they may be coming in second in the division behind the Chiefs. And to be honest with you, I mean, I know it's the Chiefs, and they were doing the same thing last year. I wouldn't, and even though, earlier when I said, who has the best to win the division, I dogged them out.
Don't say
There's a
it.
slight chance.
Don't say it.
There's, I got a little bit of faith in Harbaugh and what he could do, and the way he runs the ball, he doesn't have to always depend on Justin Herbert. There's a slight chance he might be able to win that division.
So I hope my cousin's not watching.
I said slight. Slight. I wouldn't bet my bank account on it, but I'd bet $5 on it.
So what you're saying is if it happened, you wouldn't be surprised?
I would not be surprised.
Okay.
So I'm going to buy the Minnesota Vikings. I definitely dogged them out earlier this season. I said they had the worst quarterback situation in the NFL. If that prediction didn't blow up in my face, I don't know what did. Because apparently it looks like they have the best quarterback in the NFL. Through week 3, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I think if he's not, he's number 2 to Josh Allen. But it's just so hard for me to buy. And with the Detroit and Green Bay,
I'm sorry. With the Vikings, you selling?
I'm getting that.
Okay.
I don't. Can I go to the whole spiel?
I'm sorry.
We have to be long-winded,
No. I thought you were talking about another team, but we're already almost at 8:30, so we really don't have to be that long-winded. I don't know where y'all got that from.
Okay.
We're always an hour and a half show, so what makes you?
He's trying to make sure he's here for the game.
Oh, okay.
So with Detroit and Green Bay in that division, I just find it hard. I think I might have to sell. And like I said, that may come back to bite me. I may be completely 100% wrong, but I just can't. I feel like eventually the NFL is going to catch on to what they're doing, and the real Sam Darnold is going to come out. That's the way it always happens. Everybody looks good at the beginning of the season, and then NFL catches on, start watching more tape, and they shut you down. The New Orleans Saints. They started off.
So you sold the Vikings.
I sold the Vikings.
Okay.
The New Orleans Saints. They had a hell of a good first 2 weeks. The third week, Philly's defense pretty much shut them down. And considering I said that their coach was going to be the first one fired this season, I'm going to stick with that, even though I probably went wrong on that. But I'm going to sell on them too. The New York Jets. I am just not a Aaron Rodgers believer. I'm not a solid believer. I just can't get behind it. Even though Miami's pretty much not going to make the playoffs, I just can't get behind it. I just don't believe in Rodgers. I'm selling on the New York Jets too. The Seattle Seahawks. They're 3-0. Only I think 4 3-0 teams, maybe 5 3-0 teams. Geno has not been looking that great. He has 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I haven't really watched any of their games. Matter of fact, not really. I haven't watched any of their games. I'm assuming this is all on the defense. I'm just going to have to sell on the Seahawks too. I just really don't believe in them. And sooner or later, the 49ers are going to turn around, and the Rams might not be in as bad shape as we think they are. And I think that those two own that division. So I'm selling on the Seahawks. So I sold on everybody except the Chargers.
Okay. First of all, I was wondering why we didn't have all the 3-0 teams listed in this
Yeah,
top.
me too.
I was kind of like, when I started checking records, I was like, wait a minute. I know there's more 3-0 teams in this, but we're going to roll with what we got. So the Los Angeles Chargers, they're 2-1, right? They beat the Raiders, the Panthers, and they lost to the Steelers. All right, so they beat 2 suspect teams, and then they lost to the Steelers, who really don't even know who their starting quarterback is still. All right,
they know it's
yeah, okay.
Justin Fields.
He hasn't even announced this week if Justin Fields.
Exactly. So they don't know who their starting quarterback is.
It's his job to lose. It's his job.
Whatever. You say so. I'm selling the Chargers, and especially with what's going on with Justin Herbert too. That high ankle sprain thing. You can't start, half a game. You got to get that dude healthy. All right. Second team, and man, eating crow with this one. Minnesota Vikings. They are 3-0.
This is the one I want to hear. This is the one I want to hear.
This hurts too. The Vikings beat, and Marcus, this is why I was kind of surprised you sold the Vikings. The Vikings beat 2 playoff teams from last year, and 2 teams that are still, and those 2 teams were considered contenders going into this year and even possibly Super Bowl contenders, and that's the 49ers and the Texans. And then they lost. I mean, they beat the Giants. Giants. I'm not going to talk bad about the Giants right now. Anyway, I reserve the right to go back and dog Sam Darnold later on in the year. But right now, yes, I am buying the Minnesota Vikings and eating crow. Like you said, Marcus, I thought that the Vikings had the worst quarterback situation in the league, too. But Sam Darnold must have been watching our show because he's proven us wrong. So I'm buying the Vikings. All right, so the New Orleans Saints, they're 2-1. They beat the Panthers, they beat the Cowboys, and they lost to the Eagles. So basically, they beat one playoff team from last year. We know what the Panthers are. Well, thought we knew what the Panthers were. And then they lost to the Eagles. I'm actually selling the Saints also. I think Brian sold the Saints. I'm just not convinced 100% yet. Derek Carr, I feel like he's going to come crashing back down. So I'm not buying it. So. New York Jets. They beat the Patriots. I'm sorry. Yeah, they beat the Patriots and the Titans, and they lost to the 49ers. Even though they beat two non-playoff teams, I am going to actually buy the Jets also because Aaron Rodgers started to look pretty good last week, and I don't see it getting anything but better. As his chemistry grows with this young wide receiver core, it's just going to get better. And not only do they have one running back, what was his name from last year? They got I forget his name from last year. But they got this other rookie who
the rookie, the youngest kid in the league now.
Yeah, Allen, I think was his last name. So they have a 1-2 punch at running back now with Aaron Rodgers, and then their defense is good. They're dealing with some injuries, but their defense is good. I'm definitely buying the Jets. And then the 3-0 Seahawks. They beat the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. Those are three non-contenders at this point because we know the Dolphins they lost their starting quarterback, so they're just sleepwalking on quarterback right now. So I'm selling them. So I'm buying the Vikings and the Jets, and I'm selling the Chargers, the Saints, and the Seahawks. Had to do it. So, like I said, we should have probably had some other 3-0 teams in here, but we didn't. So sorry for the.
We can throw those in there. What are those 3-0 teams?
I have to go look it up.
Let me look it up real quick.
No, it's at least one, and it's at least two more out there, isn't it? 3-0 teams out there.
Yeah.
Buffalo. What is Buffalo?
3-0.
Yeah, Buffalo's 3-0. We probably should have talked about Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying Buffalo if I were just discussing.
Okay, so the other 3-0 is Buffalo.
Okay,
that's it. And Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm selling Pittsburgh.
I'm selling Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh
and
is so,
they on clearance.
Man, no doubt. Best offer. Pittsburgh
Right.
is gone.
We'll take whatever you give us.
See, here's the thing. I am buying Pittsburgh. 100%. 100% buying Pittsburgh. Justin Fields. I mean, this is what the Steelers and Mike Tomlin do. They have a great defense. They'll stay in them games. They have a defense. They can get those close games. As long as Justin Fields doesn't do anything to lose the game, they can win them. I'm definitely buying the Steelers.
Tell me who the Steelers beat real quick. Can you see that real quick?
Let me look at that. Who did they beat? Yes.
While Mark Parker says he's selling the Jets, he need to get online.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it.
They beat the Broncos.
Chargers, Broncos,
and the Falcons. Hey, look, you play who they put in front of you.
I'm selling that.
And the most points they've scored in the game is 20.
That's
20, 13, 18.
Yeah,
when you have a defense like that, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. So I'm definitely buying the Steelers. I'm also definitely buying the Bills.
Mark, you spelled selling wrong.
I'm definitely buying the Bills. The Bills have been looking great. MVP candidate Josh Allen has been doing his thing even without Stephon Diggs. They are looking great.
I just feel like he can't sustain this.
I don't know. He hasn't really been having to do too much, Herman, in these games. They've been running the ball really well. He hasn't been throwing a whole lot, and he hasn't been having to run as much.
But he's been running. No, he's been running a good.
He's
amount.
been running, but not taking the hits and stuff.
Yeah, he hasn't been taking hits.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Okay, I'm still selling.
You selling the Bills?
Yeah, I'm selling the Bills.
Did you not see that domination they just put on Monday night?
I saw him running a lot too in that
goodness.
game. Yeah. I saw him running a lot too in that game. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
Who was the other one? You said Bills, Steelers, and who was the third one?
That was it.
That was it.
He didn't have a third.
Oh, okay.
There's no third.
Yeah, I'm selling both of them. So
wait, Kansas City, what are they?
Well, 3-0. Ain't nobody selling Kansas City though.
I'm not selling.
Man,
who's gonna? Yeah, right. If I'm a hater,
Kansas City.
Hey, look. As long as Kansas City's got the stripes on their side, you better buy them all day. Okay.
How are you gonna get your cousin hot?
Oh, I know, man. All he been posting about, boy, these Kansas City fans is up in arms. Okay?
You know?
That's why. What you worried about? You're 3-0. You're the defending champions. What you worried about?
Because man, they don't like people saying that the refs is giving them the 12th man assist. I'm just saying, you know.
A win is a win is a win.
All right, let's move on to the games from last week. I'm going to say this. I do owe Dunce cap. I don't have my Dunce cap with me, unfortunately. So I will make that up.
What do you mean you don't have it?
I'm not at home. I've already had this conversation with Marcus.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah,
so
wait. Give Marcus a minute. He needs some time.
Oh yeah, that's right. He needs to get prepped for this one.
Oh, how we fall. We were great last week. This week, not so smart.
Right.
Unsmart, if anything.
So the first game we picked last week was the 1-1 Patriots going into New York to take on the 1-1 Jets. The Jets pulled this one off. Not pulled it off. The Jets just destroyed the Patriots 24-3. Aaron Rodgers, we talked about it earlier. He was 27 for 35, 281 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 2 times. On the flip side, Jacoby Brissett, he was 12 for 18 for 98 yards. At one point in the game, I think at halftime, Brissett had like 50 yards passed at halftime. That man. They did bring in Drake May. He was 4 for 8, 22 yards. The Jets had 7 sacks total, 5 on Brissett and 2 on Drake May. So going into
did you get that time of possession?
Yeah, I was going to hit that. The time of possession was crazy. Time of possession was 40 minutes to 19 minutes. So the time of possession was kind of wild.
They almost had 3 whole quarters.
Yeah, basically. So, Brian, who'd you pick in this one?
Yeah, I don't know what somebody would think in picking the Patriots against the Jets with them. I mean, like you said, Herbert, that defense dominated. The Pats were 2 for 11 on third down. Like you said, they got 7 sacks on them, and their total offense was 139 yards for the game. So, yeah, I definitely picked the Jets on this one. I mean, it was the smart pick, the only really true pick. So
you ain't got to do all that extra commentary, Brian.
Hey, man, you said I had to be long-winded, so.
You ain't got to be long-winded. Mark ain't coming, so you ain't got to be long-winded.
But like you said, Herman, I mean, Aaron looked good this game. That offense looked good. Both the running backs looked good. I mean, it was just a clinic. And again, the funny part, where the coach, because apparently Saleh talks about 2-score lead for the defense.
Yeah.
So when Aaron got him a 2-score lead, Saleh went to give him a hug for it, And Aaron was like, nah, he put his back. He's like 2 scores. I got my 2 scores. Like, he's still pissed at the coach, man. Let it go, Aaron. Let it go.
Man, just stop. Don't be like the talking head. Stop making a bunch of something out of nothing. I said, let's not.
It looked like something to me.
I know,
it definitely looked like something.
You heard what Aaron Rodgers said after his press conference. He said,
what did he say?
He said that Saleh likes to do the chest push. He doesn't usually hug. He usually does the chest push thing. And he went to do the chest push, and Saleh came to hug him. So
okay, show me the chest push.
Let's stop.
Show me the chest push real quick. Show me your chest push.
Okay, but did you see the
look on his face? Chest.
Okay, he had one arm. He did like this.
But they stopped
like this.
Yeah, they stopped the video also because the video. If you keep watching the rest of the video, you'll see that it was nothing. Let's not be like the talking heads.
It looked like something.
Rodgers, he curbed Saleh like a girl. Like
yes, he did.
We're not going to be the talking heads, okay?
He curbed him like really good.
We're not going to be like all the other talking heads. All right?
I'm just saying.
He was like, "No, I don't want your number. No, I'm not going to give you mine."
So look, I picked the Jets in this one, and Mark also picked the Jets in this one. We know that from the attire that Marcus is wearing. But yeah, the Jets they dominated this game, and it was almost like a revenge kind of thing for how the Patriots used to do the Jets when they had a good quarterback, So Jets had time of possession. Like I said, they showed that they got 2 running backs now. Aaron Rodgers he's just going to get better. If he stays healthy, he's just going to get better. His command over the offense, of course, we know it's going to be already there because he knows that offense. So I did pick the Jets, and I got this one correct. Marcus, who'd you pick?
Obviously, I picked the Patriots. I don't know what I was thinking. I think that Week 1 victory they had got to me. And, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to Aaron Rodgers, I take Herman's title.
You are a hater.
I just don't like him. I have no faith in him. And I was obviously wrong. Like you guys said, the Jets, they dominated that game from start to finish. It was pretty obvious early on that I was going to be that my lone wolf did not pan out. I picked the Patriots, and I was wrong.
So how many times this week are you going to pick the Patriots now, Marcus?
Not no more.
They need to start Drake May, man.
They did. Well, he didn't start.
No, they need to start him.
They're gonna get him killed.
Yeah, look, they're killing Brissett. Brissett can't do nothing.
Brissett
can't do
destroyed.
nothing. Get sacked. He's going to get.
If you put May back there, what you think?
May at least can run, can scramble a little bit, man.
Brissett scrambles.
Brissett don't scramble. Did you watch that game? It was painful to watch. Every play Brissett was getting up hurt.
What do you think is going to happen to May?
Right,
I would not put him out there. What you gonna put him out there for?
And then you're gonna you take the risk of ruining his whole career. You're looking at a Derek Carr situation there.
Man, put May out there.
You're crazy.
He's coming out there one way or another.
That's why you're not GM.
That's why you're not.
He's going to start because he's starting. He's going to start. I'm telling you. Old man Brissett is not going to make it 2 more games. 2 more games. He won't.
They better do it against a much less defense than the Jets got going.
Yeah.
I mean, most teams ain't got the Jets defense. So.
All right, let's move into the next game. We had the Carolina Panthers traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. And a surprise, I think, to everyone, the Panthers won this one 36-22. Andy Dalton was 26 for 37. Yes, I did say Andy Dalton. 26 let me hurry up do this one. 26 for 37, 319 yards passing with 3 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. Gardner Minshew was 18 for 28, 214 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he was sacked twice. Aiden O'Connell also got in the game. He was 9 for 12, 82 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Chupa Hubbard, 21 carries for 114 yards. And Zamir White, 10 carries for 34 yards on the flip side. Time of possession, the Panthers won time of possession, 36 minutes to 23 minutes on the Raiders. I'll go first on this one. I did pick the Raiders, as you can tell from Brian's hat. We all know that he's the only one that got this one right. Didn't expect to see the Panthers. I talked about the Panthers at the beginning of the year. Panthers terrible. At least we thought they were terrible, but now we realize that maybe it was only one person that was terrible on the Panthers. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna have to see first. We're not going. We're not going to put them in the Super Bowl just yet. But the Red Rifle, Dalton, he got in there and did his thing, and he might have proved that there was only one problem with the Panthers. So I did.
What were his stats, Herman?
Oh, I just read them all.
Dalton's?
You weren't listening? Yeah.
He was 26 for 37,
Thank you.
319 yards and 3.
I just wanted to waste some more time so I could wear that.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's why. Yeah. Marcus, who'd you pick? I picked the Raiders. I got it wrong. Marcus, who'd you pick? Hurry up.
I also picked the Raiders. I definitely didn't see that one coming. Panthers look like the worst team ever. The first 2 games of the season, but I guess the quarterback change, just changed everything. But yeah, I picked the Panthers, and I was wrong.
All right, let's move on to our next game.
I'll just wear the hat until the rest of the show.
Brian, who'd you pick?
Wait a minute, Herman.
Marcus, cut the music, man. Don't give him the long version.
Oh, the professor is back, ladies and gentlemen. The professor is back. I warned y'all. Y'all didn't listen. Y'all laughed at me. You thought that I had lost my mind. But I knew once they put Andy Dalton in there and that raggedy Raiders defense that it was going to be a W. I'm wearing the hat like I should have been wearing the first time when the daggone Ravens lost by a foot. Nonetheless, the professor is back when you need it. Sean, I'm glad you're here to see this, buddy. You see what's going on right here? I did it. I picked the right Panthers. The Red Rifle did his thing. Oh, I had some notes too. What were my notes? Notes were,
Brian, we're trying to end the show early tonight.
My notes were the Panthers got 437 yards on 70 plays. They got 15 first downs. And then Herman stole my thunder on the time of possession. But I picked the Panthers. I picked it right. And y'all see me this week because I'm going to do it again.
Cut it, short version.
Let it go.
I ain't never seen somebody so happy to be right, and then
especially on that one because I was a little nervous.
you should have been. I don't even know what.
You should have been nervous.
I was.
All right, we're gonna move on to
was garbage.
We're gonna move on to the next game. We had the 49ers, the walking wounded, traveling into LA to take on the Rams.
The other walking wounded.
Yeah, the other
walking wounded. So this is basically like the Mash Bowl. And the Rams actually pulled this one out 27-24. Matthew Stafford was 16 for 25, 221 yards passing, 1 touchdown. He was sacked 3 times. On the flip side, Brock Purdy was 22 for 30, 292 yards. He threw for 3 touchdowns. He was sacked 1 time. Rushing stats, Jordan Mason, 19 carries for 77 yards. And on the Rams side, Kyren Williams, 24 carries for 89 yards. Leading receivers, Juwan Jennings, 11 receptions for 175 yards. He caught all 3 of Purdy's touchdowns. Yeah. And Tutu Atwell on the flip side, 4 receptions for 93 yards.
What was Ayuk's?
I don't know if Ayuk had it.
Ayuk
terrible game.
Had 5 catches for 48 yards. Hey, when you hold out training camp, you need training camp.
Yeah,
he's got to get himself into to game situations. So, time of possession. Actually, the 49ers won the time of possession on this one, 33 minutes to 26 minutes.
Well, actually, okay, Brandon Ayuk, he had 5 receptions for 48 yards.
I literally just said that.
Oh, did you? Oh, my bad.
What in the world?
My bad.
Brian, who'd you pick? Well, who'd you pick in this one, Brian?
In this one, I picked the Niners. I picked this one wrong. And like Herman said, man, the Niners lost some key players on offense, but they still amassed 425 yards on 65 plays. They were 6 for 11 on third down. Like Herman said, they only allowed 1 sack. They did all that and still caught that L.
You know who's been real quiet this year?
Who?
You know we have Vince.
Vince.
Yeah, where's Vince? What's up with Vince?
He posts a few things in the group every now and then, but we sure haven't seen him on the show
Yeah,
lately.
we
or
sure
watching the
have
show.
not. I need to check on him.
Yeah, you need to check on that, on your boy. All right. Yeah, I picked the 49ers with you too, Brian. Even though both teams I knew were walking wounded, I thought the 49ers still had a little bit more, juice in the jug there, because the Rams lost both of their starting wide receivers. I was just like, there's no way they're going to beat the 49ers, but they did it.
You got to give it to McVay. He had a good game plan.
Yeah, he definitely did. So I did pick this one shockingly wrong, and I did go with the Rams. Marcus?
Yeah, I picked the 49ers, but like you always like to say, Herman, this is a division game. You can never really call it a division game.
That's true.
Yeah, the Rams, they showed up even though they were depleted, but the 49ers just as depleted as the Rams. Excuse me. I was very shocked. I think the Rams were the 49ers were in the lead most of this game.
They were.
Yeah. But if anybody can pull it out, it's Sean McVay and the Rams, and like I said, it's a division game. You can never reliably predict the division game.
And just for everybody reference, Mark also picked the 49ers. We were all in accord on this one, so we were all wrong on this one. All right, so we're going to move on to the Sunday night game, and I know my cousin is watching, so let's go ahead and get into these Chiefs traveling into Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Yeah, I would be wearing dummy cap on this one. Brian, who'd you have in this one? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get the stats. Well, go ahead. You want to?
Yeah, no, go do your stats.
Let me get the stats so everybody remembers what we're looking at for this one. So in this one, Patrick Mahomes was 26 for 39, 217 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. On the flip side, Kirk Cousins was 20 for 29, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked twice. The Chiefs have a new running back, Carson Steele, 17 carries for 72 yards. And on the Atlanta side, you had Tyler Algier, 7 carries for 32 yards. Leading receiver for the Chiefs was Rashee Rice, 12 catches for 110 yards, 1 touchdown. Thank you, helping on my fantasy team. And Drake London was 6 catches for 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Time of possession went to the Kansas City Chiefs, 34 minutes compared to 25 minutes for the Atlanta Falcons. Brian, who did you have in this one?
Yeah, in this one, I did pick the Chiefs. I did pick this one right. And like I said, Herman, it was actually a closer game than I thought, man. The Chiefs did their offensive thing. They put up 345 yards on 72 plays, and the Falcons tried to do as much. They did 311 yards on 56 plays. It wasn't that good in the beginning, but you saw Kirk Cousins kind of heat up in the second half and started bringing them back, and it was a close game. I was really impressed with the way the Falcons did it, but there was a bad call, in the end zone with the tight end for the Falcons, who he got mugged basically, and they didn't call it. But you can't put it in the ref's hands. You got to do it on your own. And they did have another chance. They went all the way back downfield, and this Chiefs defense stopped them again. So it was a good game.
Marcus, who'd you have in this one?
I also picked the Chiefs, and the Chiefs played what is a typical Chiefs game this season, and pretty much last season too. They went into the halftime trailing. Atlanta had a good chance to win this game, but the Chiefs do what the Chiefs do, and they managed to win the games. And everybody's talking about that pass interference. Let's get something straight. That pass interference, there was 4 minutes left in the game, and we're talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Okay, he wasn't. We all saw what happened years ago. 13 seconds. That's all Patrick Mahomes needs. Maybe even less than that. So it was a whole 4 minutes. So you really can't complain about the refs missed it. It wouldn't have mattered had they had 4 minutes, and I think it was
It wouldn't have hurt.
Yeah, but-
it wouldn't have hurt Atlanta.
But like Raheem Morris say, and like I've always said, you know, you can't depend on the refs to win the game. You gonna win, you gonna win.
Definitely can. Yeah. But we know you're a fanboy.
But
So,
I picked the Chiefs, and I was right.
Hit my music.
We're gonna. I'll spin it for you since you forgot your hat.
Before we Marcus, thank you. Yeah, well, I went into this one and
You see what your cousin did, Juan? You see what your cousin did, Juan?
I was pretty close. I did pick the Falcons to win this game. I thought that they could pull this one out because the Falcons they're playing some good football, but it was a couple of things that I'm gonna go off on this one. And Marcus, I'm giving a hard time because I'm hoping my cousin is watching, giving a hard time about the refs and the Chiefs, but the Chiefs really won this game off a really good defense at the end of the game. But the Atlanta coaching staff sure helped out with some very conservative, scared play calling, in my opinion. Okay, and it was the last two series where they got down and went for it on fourth down. Now I know hindsight, they probably should have went for it. Had they kicked 2 field goals,
Yeah.
But this wasn't even my problem that I had with it. How much money did they pay Kirk Cousins in the offseason?
A lot.
A boatload.
A boatload of money. You paid a boatload of money for Kirk Cousins, free agent quarterback, to come in for you to call 2 run plays on fourth down. Make it make sense to me. They got down into the red zone and got super conservative. Now, you paid Kirk Cousins all this money, but you didn't want to let him throw the football. It didn't make any sense to me. So that's really what played a big part in them losing this game. Because I remember while I was watching, I wrote this note down to say that was crazy to me. So hats off to the Chiefs. Good defense. Good strike help.
And before I play your music, Herman, also another thing, and you say this all the time, coaches overthinking themselves.
Don't they?
Why on 4th and 1 do you not run the ball straight ahead instead of a 3? You go back 3 yards to get 1 inch.
I'm so smart.
Makes no sense. You run 3 yards to get 1 inch. And I heard this commentary last week on some of the shows, Talking Heads. You know, way that the Chiefs are winning nowadays is because of their past, what they've done in the past. They have a lot of teams scared.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot. Teams are playing scared and outthinking themselves and doing stuff they wouldn't normally do because they feel like they have to score every time against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the best point you did bring up, Herman, is you're right. They should have kicked the field goal. They could have kicked field goals.
They could have kicked field goals. They had timeouts. They could have kicked field goals.
But let me ask you this real quick, because you said they was being conservative, but didn't they kind of being aggressive going for it on fourth down?
Not when you do it like what Marcus said. I think they ran a jet sweep on one of them. I mean, and then you paid for this. You didn't pay Kirk Cousins all that money to come hand the ball.
It just seems like the conservative thing would have been to kick the field goal.
No, but it was the whole series, not just the fourth down. You got to go back and look at the whole series of plays because I want to say that they ran it every down. They might have thrown once on both of those series. It was just you could see the how conservative they went, and to me, it didn't make no sense when you paid Kirk Cousins all that money. So I picked the Falcons and I got it wrong. Thank you for spinning, Marcus.
Next week, Herman will be wearing the dunce hat throughout.
I don't know about throughout the show.
I find it convenient you forgot your dunce hat.
I'll make up for. I don't have my shirt either, so you see.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was an accident on both sides. All right, moving on to the next game. We had the Buffalo Bills at home against the 0-2 Jags. The 2-0 Bills at home against the 0-2 Jags. All right, so the stats for this game. Josh Allen, was 23 for 30, 263 yards passing with 4 touchdowns, and he was not sacked. On the flip side, your boy Mitch Trubisky got in the game. He was 1 for 1 for 3 yards.
That was for Mark.
Right. On the flip side, Trevor Lawrence, 21 for 38, 178 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he was sacked 4 times. Mac Jones got in. He was 5 for 8, 22 yards passing, and he was sacked 1 time. Here we go. Leading rusher for the Bills, Josh Allen, 6 carries for 44 yards. Leading rusher for the Jaguars was Travis Etienne, 11 carries for 68 yards. Jacksonville's leading receiver was Christian Kirk, 8 receptions for 79 yards, and Buffalo's leading receiver was Khalil Shakir, 6 receptions for 72 yards. Time of possession went to the Buffalo Bills, 31 minutes to 28 minutes. Marcus, who'd you have in this one?
I definitely picked the Buffalo Bills. I was pretty confident they were going to win. I didn't know they were going to win in that fashion. I mean, they just totally dominated the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know what's going on with them, but somehow Bryce Young got benched, but Trevor Lawrence is still playing, and they within the same time span, they pretty much got the same stats. So
No, it's Daniel Jones, not Bryce Young.
Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad. Daniel Jones. Okay, you're right. Daniel Jones. So and both of them got paid a lot of money too. and look at the stats. But yeah, Buffalo, they're looking real good. Don't like they missed a beat. Certainly this early in the season looks like they're going to win the division again. I think for the 5th season in a row. But I picked the Bills and I picked right.
Whoa, slow down on Buffalo winning the division. They ain't won it yet. Okay. Still got the Jets creeping out here.
Forget the Jets.
But yeah, this game wasn't competitive at all. The Buffalo just jumped out. I picked the Bills. I did pick the Bills also. Buffalo just jumped out on the Jags, and I mean that was it. The Jags, they couldn't do anything. Trevor Lawrence, yeah. I guess we're gonna have to call that word out on Trevor Lawrence pretty soon. If it keeps looking
pretty soon.
That it's going. That B word. We won't use it just yet, but it's starting to look that way. We're gonna see. Or is it time for a new coach down there? I don't know. That's one that you have to look at, because Doug Peterson is supposed to be great with quarterbacks, but it's not quite panning out. But you guys were right. Josh Allen, I give him a hard time. I hate on Josh Allen. Yep, I will continue to hate on Josh Allen. But
You are a hater.
yes, thank you. He is doing his thing. I'm not going to give you that MVP Josh Allen stuff right now, but he is doing his thing, and he's doing it with less. He doesn't really have any known, wide receivers out there or whatever. But again, like I said earlier when we were talking about Buffalo, or we were talking something we mentioned, I said that, it worries me with Josh Allen running the ball. Y'all say he's not taking hits right now, but Superman, he's going to go out there and he's going to try to fly. He's going to hit that kryptonite. So let's keep an eye on that. But I did pick the Bills, and I got it right. Brian?
Hey, real quick, have y'all noticed that it's a lot more of these quarterbacks running more this year than before?
We got a lot more athletic quarterbacks.
I mean, I guess I don't know. It just seems like they're running more though this year. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was with you guys. I picked the Buffalo Bills, and I mean, I really want to talk about the Jaguars, man, because their offense was inept. They put up 239 yards on 68 plays. Like Herman said, the Bills defense got 5 sacks. They got a pick, and they got an interception. I don't know what's going on down there in Duval, man, but they're going to need to get it together. And I don't know. I mean, like just 2 years ago, they won the division. They was in the playoffs. It was the coach's first year, and then I don't know what's going on right now. I mean, they got the players. They should be doing better than what they are, but it is looking scary. And like Herman said, that B word may be coming up pretty soon. But I picked the Bills. I picked this one right.
And for reference, Mark also picked the Bills. All right,
let's go Buffalo.
Moving into our last game of the week, our last Monday night game, we had the Washington Commanders traveling into Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Commanders looked good in this game. They pulled out. I'm not even going to say they pulled out a win. They won the game, 38-33. Jaden Daniels, was 21 for 23, 254 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. Joe Burrow was 29 for 38, 324 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and he was sacked twice. Leading rusher for Washington was Jaden Daniels, also 12 carries for 39 yards. And the leading rusher for the Bengals was Chase Brown, 7 carries for 62 yards. Leading receiver for the Commanders was Terry McLaurin, 4 receptions, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown. And on the flip side, Jamar Chase, 6 receptions, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Thank you, Jamar, for finally showing up with my fantasy team. Time of possession went to the Commanders with 33 minutes, and the Bengals had 26 minutes. Brian, who did you have in this one?
I picked the Bengals. I lost a lot in this game. Customer came down to my shop. He is a Commanders fan. Was selling tickets to the season tickets to the games, and he had a game, and I bet him the price of the tickets that the Bengals would win this game. If I won, he was going to give me the tickets. If I lost, I had to give him $210.
Good Lord.
So thanks, Jaden. And now I'm nervous about y'all because they actually look pretty good, and I can't actually put that W in the books already with the Cowboys. So I picked this one wrong. The Commanders look good. And Jaden Daniels, I mean, I think they said that the Washington only punted and took a knee. The only 2 drives they didn't score.
There were no punts.
There were no punts.
They took a knee at the end of the half, and they took a knee at the end of the game. And that was the only 2 times. That was the only drives where they didn't score. So.
Yeah, I, along with you, Brian, had the Bengals. Got this one wrong. And like you said, it's hard for me to say it, but I'm going to say it, that Washington looks really good. I think they finally have found their quarterback. I was very impressed with the coaching in this game by Washington because they were aggressive. Kingsbury was creative. And they let their rookie quarterback throw the football. They had more faith in their rookie quarterback than the Falcons had in their veteran quarterback at clutch points in the game. And I thought that right there, to me, was huge in this game. It was just huge. I hate to even give them props like this, but I was just very impressed with the Commanders and what they did in that game to win that game. So I did pick the Bengals. I got this one wrong. All I'm gonna say is, Commanders fans, you might want to get down to level. Don't get too excited. It's a long season in front of you.
You know, don't put the rankings behind you when you're on YouTube.
I'm just putting what's there. Okay,
Marcus, finish it out.
I also picked the Bengals. I'm glad I was wrong. Yes, Jaden Daniels showed a lot. It looks like we may have a quarterback of the future. However, I'm going to be a Debbie Downer, and I'm going to say, Brian, you are wrong. I don't think you have anything to worry about. No matter what you see behind me, that defense is terrible. Okay, it's
ours.
I don't think it can be worse than ours.
But okay. Well, we can't stop the run or we can't stop the pass.
Neither can we.
Okay.
Did you not just see Derrick Henry run for like a 305 yard? I think he's still running.
And we got to play the Ravens too. So we got to play the Ravens too. What you think they're going to do to us? What you think they're going to do to us?
Yeah.
And it's just, everyone was like, and yeah, it was great. Jaden Daniels looked great. Offense looked great. But we're number 31 ranked in the defense. Okay, 31 out of 32 teams. We're number 31.
And we're probably 32.
You're not going to win a lot of games like that. You're not going to win a lot of games like that. And I like the outcome, but I didn't like the game at all. No punts. Let's be straight. No punts on either side. No punts on either side. That's not great. I'm happy, but I'm not happy. And there's no way, right now we're top of the division, but Herman's right. Commanders fans, calm down. You're not going to win a playoff game with number 31 defense, and you're definitely not going to the Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl with the 31st ranked defense. Not happening. But I picked the Bengals. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong, but calm down, everybody.
All right, so that wraps up. Oh, and Mark also picked the Bengals because we were all in accord on that one. So that wraps up our week 3 picks. I don't even know why we're picking at this point because I'm doing terrible.
I know.
Yeah, I was
Well,
2-4.
I was 4-2, so I actually did pretty good.
You were 4-2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you got me. I was like 2-4. Yeah, anyway. All right, let's move on to our next picks because y'all long-winded dudes and got us running over time again.
I told y'all, and y'all was worried.
All right. We got our first game up. We have the 1-2 Cowboys traveling into New York to take on the 1-2 Giants. The battle of the bottom of the division. Cowboys are 6-point road favorites. Surprising. Marcus, yeah, whatever. Marcus, who you got in this one?
Yeah, you just talking about how bad Cowboys defense look. Giants don't have Saquon Barkley anymore. I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I just don't see a way they lose this game, to be honest with you. I just don't see it. Giants still suck. They got lucky last week. Cowboys win this game.
Yeah, as bad as our defense looks and as bad as we play and blah, 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 Dak, he's owned the Giants over the last however many years. I think his record was like 12-2 or something like that against the Giants. So I actually almost thought about going Giants this week, but I can't pick against my boys. I'll just be wrong. Give me the Cowboys in this one. Brian,
we didn't get Mark's picks, did we?
he just put it in the.
He just put it in the thing.
Yeah.
Can you not see?
Okay.
I see it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm in accordance with everyone else. The Cowboys will dominate this game. They'll look like they're Super Bowl contenders, but it is a front. But the Giants are no better than the Browns. So we destroy the Browns. We'll destroy the Giants.
Look, slow down with the dominate. I don't know about all that.
It's going to be a
okay, Brian.
Look,
okay.
CeeDee Lamb will get 130 yards in this game plus 2 touchdowns.
Moving on to the next game. This one's going to be a little hard to pick because I don't think you know. Well, you got the 3-0 Vikings traveling into Green Bay to take on the 2-1 Packers. The Packers are 2.5-point home favorite. I'll start this one off. I'm gonna go with the home Packers in this one. I think we're gonna see a little bit of the real Sam Darnold. So give me the Packers in this one at home. Brian, who you got?
And I do apologize. For the first game, the predictor did pick the Cowboys 57%. In this game, the predictor is also going with the Packers. Herman, I'm with you. I like the way that the coaching staff is running this team without their quarterback. They're running the ball. The defense is playing good. I think the Packers get this one too.
Marcus?
Yeah, I'm also have to go with the Packers. Like I said, eventually Sam Darnold's going to fall back down to earth. And just the game plan that Matt LaFleur has implemented since Jordan Love has been out with Malik Willis, they just look really good. And it's a home game in Lambeau Field. I'm going with the Packers.
Mark just lone wolf the Minnesota Vikings.
He knows.
All right, moving on to the next game. We have the 1-2 Walking Wounded Rams going into Chicago to take on the 1-2 Bears. The Bears are 2.5-point home favorites in this one. Marcus, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams. Even though they're walking wounded, I just have a lot more faith in it. If you just go back on quarterbacks, Stafford right now is a much better quarterback than Caleb. And I just feel like the Rams have a better shot, and I have a lot more faith in their coaching staff. What's the coach's name again? What's the Rams coach's name again?
Sean McVay.
Yeah, I have a lot more faith in Sean McVay than I do the Bears coaching staff. So I'm going to have to go with the Rams.
Brian, who you got in this one?
Yeah, Marcus, I'm with you. I'm going with the Rams as well. The predictor actually has the Bears winning, but this was like the closest one. The Bears were like 51%, and I think that's probably just because of the home team thing. But I haven't been impressed with Caleb. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing out there. A lot of running around, a lot of holding the ball too long, and the offense just it seems inept. I'm just not on the Bears bandwagon right now, so I'm with you, Marcus. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
All right, so it looks like we got Mark. Mark says he's going with the Rams also. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I don't believe in the Bears. I don't believe in Caleb Williams. But give me the Bears. I'm going with the Bears.
You better find that hat.
Oh, I know what the hat is. I'll have it. I'll have it for next week. I'll have the right hat for next week. Don't worry. But I just think, we talked about the Rams being Walker wounded, and that was a divisional game. Them divisional games, anything can happen. But I just think that the Bears defense is going to do a lot better than what the 49ers defense did. I think Caleb will.
Did you just say the Bears defense is better than the Niners defense?
I'm about to say the same thing.
That what you just said?
Better. I said I think they'll do better.
I mean, it sounds like that's what you said.
Sound like it to me.
All right.
I mean, did you hear? Are you hearing what you're saying?
Yes, I'm hearing what I'm saying. Give me the Bears, baby. Give me the Bears.
It's in the books.
All right, it's in the books. All right, moving on to the next one. We got the 3-0 Bills traveling into Baltimore to take on the 1-2 Rams. I'm sorry, the 1-2 Ravens. Ravens are a 2.5-point favorite.
Mark, this is a family show.
Right. I'll start this one off. Very impressive win last week for the Ravens. I think they finally decided that they're going to use Derrick Henry. At least they did last week. Decided they would use Derrick Henry. Josh Allen can't keep doing it all by himself. Give me the Ravens. Marcus.
The Ravens, they finally got it together last week. No matter what, I don't care what John Harbaugh says, we didn't sign Derrick Henry to run 30 times a game. You should be running 30 times a game with Derrick Henry. I don't know what you get him for. Catch pass on the backfield? I think the Ravens will pull this one off. I think finally the Bills will lose one. I'm going with the Ravens.
Mark is pulling the Ravens on this one. So, Brian, who you got?
What? Play music?
Can I get my music? I don't know what team y'all been watching, but that Buffalo Bills bandwagon is on and in effect. The Ravens are questionable at best. They let us almost come back and beat them after they were dominating that whole daggone game. They didn't beat the Chiefs. They didn't beat the other team that they played. They're not going to beat the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, stand up. I'm going with Buffalo. Mark, I'm really disappointed in you, Mark. I thought you were smarter than that.
He wasn't going to pick the Ravens. Does Mark ever pick the Ravens?
No.
Exactly.
The predictor is picking the Bills too, but I forgot to put the percentage down. I'm sorry.
Moving on to our next game, and we don't always pick the greatest games. We pick some of the other ones.
Well, this one's a Monday nighter too.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It is a Monday nighter.
That's right. I forgot. So we got the 0-3 Titans traveling into Miami to take on the 1-2 Dolphins. Dolphins are a 1-point favorite to win this one at home. That's disrespectful. They couldn't even give them the 3. Marcus, I'm sorry. Brian, who you got in this one?
Man, this one was tough to pick, man. The predictors going with the Titans at 57%. I'm going with the Titans. Taking the Titans. I don't know why, but I'm taking the Titans.
You've seen their quarterback, right?
Yeah, Levin. Now he has moments, Herman. He definitely has moments.
He had some moments, all right.
Was a pick, but he's there. He's Tony Romo-ish, Herman. He's Tony Romo-ish.
Stop it.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Wait, did you say Will Levis was Tony Romo-ish?
Yes, he just did.
A little bit.
Wow.
A little bit.
You disrespect. I ain't gonna disrespect your old quarterback like that. At what point was Tony Romo making those kind of dumb ass? I'm sorry.
Don't. We played a Buffalo game with Tony. I had to go home.
And y'all won the game.
Yeah, we did win.
All right. I'm going with the Dolphins on this one. I know the Dolphins don't even know who their quarterback probably is this week, and I won't even know who their quarterback is. They have way more weapons, and as long as their quarterback ain't doing dumb stuff like Will Levis, they should win this game. So give me the Dolphins. Marcus, who you got?
Yeah, I'm also taking the Dolphins. Like Herman just said, Will Levis be out there just doing dumb stuff. I know that we don't know who the quarterback for the Dolphins is going to be, but whoever it is, got to be better than Will Levis, and they got way more weapons. Mike McDonald, whatever his name I have to be forgetting. He'll figure something out. He'll figure something out, whether Tua plays or not. Well, Tua's not playing, but whoever it is, he'll figure something out. And it's a home game. I'm going with the Dolphins.
All right. Last game on the list, we got the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks traveling into Detroit to take on the 2-1 Lions. Lions are 3.5-point favorite to win this one. I will go first. Give me the Lions. It's going to be a closer game than probably people think, but I am going to roll with the Lions. I think the Lions at home are a very tough team to beat, and they're supposed to be displaying these new uniforms. So
They actually look kind of good.
yeah, they do look kind of nice. So give me the Lions in this one. Brian, who you got in this one?
Yeah, the predictor is picking the Lions in dominating fashion at 62%. They're at home. They're the better team. Give me the Lions.
Marcus?
And you already know. Told you I'm drinking the blue Kool-Aid all seasons. I'm picking the Lions every time we got them up there. I'm taking the Lions.
Mark is lone wolf in this one.
Yeah, Mark is lone wolf. Mark is lone wolf in the
He didn't chime in, so he must be. No.
He didn't chime in, so he's lone wolf.
And you lone wolf, sir. Have your hat ready for next week.
All right. So just to recap, we got Cowboys at the Giants. All four of us are in accord with the Cowboys. We got the Vikings at the Packers. All four of us are in accord with the Packers. We got the Rams going into Chicago to take on the Bears, and I'm lone wolfing the Bears. We got the Bills going into Baltimore to take on the Ravens, and Brian is lone wolfing the Ravens. And then we split on Titans Dolphins, and we're all in accord with the Lions for Seattle and the Lions. All right, so that wraps up our picks for the night. We'll move into our final thoughts. Brian, you have a final thought for us?
I do not.
Got nothing.
I was gonna think of my final thought while you said yours.
Normally, Mark is here and he can do it while I think about it.
Right.
So,
No, I don't have anything really. Just thank everybody that joined in to watch the show. Appreciate your participation. And like Marcus always says, if you're watching this on Facebook, please flip over and start watching us on YouTube so we can interact with you and get your comments so we can get them on the show and we can talk back to you. Marcus, I will throw it to you to close out the show.
So my final thought is I won't be here next week, but still join in. The fellas still be here. Still be a great show. And if you know, hopefully this vacation will turn a lot better than the last one.
Herman, Mark just brought up a good point.
Yeah, he did bring up a good point.
Happy Daughter's Day to Amber and Sabria.
Yeah, National Daughter's Day to Tierra and Brianna.
And Mark did pick the Lions.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Put that down.
We should make you alone with that one.
Yeah.
Mark. But the guys will see you next week. Same bat. Oh, hold on. Before we go, I want to encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, you can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Lair Game. We're on Twitter at The Lair Game 3 and on Instagram at The Official The Lair Game. See you next week. Same bat time. Same bat channel.
You want to bring up our other platform we'll be starting to stream on?
So in about 2 weeks, we're going to be streaming on the Big Blue Crew Network. The guys out of New York who have we've joined with to further our platform and to get more people out there watching. So go over there and check those guys out. Subscribe. They have a lot of stuff going on. They stream a heck of a whole lot. So like I said, I think our first official stream with them will be October the 9th. Yeah, October the 9th. So, but go over there, be sure to check them out. Big Blue Crew Network. Like I said, some great guys out of New York. Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to them.
Yep. Subscribe, like, share, and subscribe to them. Like I said, they do a lot of stuff. They're on almost every night, as far as I can tell. So go on over there, check them out, look them up on YouTube, Big Blue Crew Network. But we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.